Hello, everyone. This is Sep Ebrahimi, Berkshire Hathaway Luxury Division. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go over the monthly market report for August this time. There's a lot of exciting information, a lot of information coming from the media. So maybe we can break it down and kind of make some sense out of it. Let me share my screen here. All right, let's start with the first thing that we hear. A lot of people talking about pending home sales are declining. And we really need to understand and put things in context and put things in perspective as to what that means. If you actually look at the data since 2012, you can actually see that there is a blip at the end that we are actually declining. However, if you look at what the historical healthy level of pending home sales looks like, we can still clearly see that we're still in a over that historical healthy level, and it still is a pretty healthy market. It's pretty active. So yes, it did slow down a little bit, but nothing near to where it's supposed to be. You can also see that back in during the pandemic, you can see how the market actually dipped down quickly and then it came back up. Let's go over the showing times. This is very important. Actually, it shows how many homes are being shown during each month. This is since January of 2020. And you can see that during the pandemic, everything really starts slowing down quickly. And then as soon as it came back, we start going up. And then the past few months, February, March, April of this year, we saw a lot of activities and you can see declining. So this is another thing that everybody's talking about. So maybe the market is slowing down. But if you actually look and compare that to some kind of average since July 2019, rather than comparing to last year, which was kind of a strange year, if you all agree. So we can actually see that we are still pretty healthy. We're at 189 level where it used to be at 123. So there's still a lot of buyer in the market, lots of activities happening. Let's look at the percentage of homes are selling over the list price. This is another interesting data. So from June to July, there was a decline from 50.4% to 49.6%. This is what the media is talking about. So, it looks like over the asking prices are declining. But let's compare that to a year ago where it was only at 26%. So therefore, you have to put things in the context. And this market is still a pretty healthy and seller's market that we can see. Let's talk about new monthly listing counts. This is from 2017 through 2021. You can see for the past few years, for the most part, you would see the inventory start increasing during the April-May timeframe. And then as we go through the summertime, things just slow down and then it's really taper off during the holiday season. Well, 2020, because of a shutdown, we actually really dropped. We came back up, but we never actually were able to catch up to where a normal market is. These are in hundred thousands of sales. So of inventory, I'm sorry. So it's 500,000 we should have been, but we are only just over 400,000. So this is the shortage that we can see month over month is continuing to be slow or low inventory. So the new listings coming to the market. And then 2021. So you see that 2021 really started off fast, start catching up, trying to catch up to this level. But in this case, even though typically after May and June, July, the market slows down, we didn't slow down. We continue going up. And now since June and July, it's kind of plateaued. So the question remains, is this thing going to continue staying plateaued? Is it going to continue going down? Or is it even maybe going up? And that will certainly help the inventory if it continues to at least remain at this level. So that yet to be seen. Let's talk about affordability. So affordability is another important factor in how the market is, in real estate market is going to be doing. You can see from back in 2020, April, The monthly mortgage payment was around $1,000, and now it's $1,250. Just in the past few months, has been creeping up. The only reason for that is because the average price of homes are actually increasing. So you have to borrow more, so you're increasing in a mortgage payment. So mortgage payment is up to $1,255. So it is going to tamper somewhat on the affordability. Affordability continued to decrease. So we can see that, from January, through the last few months, continuously is decreasing. However, let's put things in perspective. So the housing affordability index since 1990 is shown in this chart. You can see that right before the housing crisis, most of the affordability were at these levels. And then obviously, when the market crashed and the prices went down, you can see the affordability shoot up. So in this case, now we are at 146. And this level is still higher than pre-market crash. So it still is pretty healthy. Yes, it's not 168 where it used to be back in 2020. So whoever purchased at this level, they were more affordable, they were cheaper, but it still is a good, affordable homes at this point compared to before. Another thing we need to look at is about median asking rent prices. You can see since 1988, people who thought maybe it's better for me to rent rather than purchase, they can see the pressure of the prices and the rents going up every single year. And in fact, it's going up really fast. So this is another reason that, renting versus buying, you have to look at this chart and figure out if this payment makes sense to do rent versus purchase. Let's talk about percentage of the income needed for a mortgage payment. So back in January of 2019, it was around 16.2, and then it came down, came back up. So we can see that in the last few months, it's been going up rapidly. So this is increasing because of the home prices are continuing to climb. So, but what does 17.1 really means? So let's look at that. If the historical norm actually is around 21.2, so even though it's 17.1%, we're still below the historical norm. So let's understand a little bit more about affordability. So Freddie Mac says, essential guide to creating a home buying budget. Most lenders agree that you should spend no more than 28% of your gross monthly income on a mortgage payment, including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. National Association of Realtors also says that 25% mortgage payment to income share takes into consideration that a homeowner has other expenses such as property insurance, taxes, utilities, and maintenance. So that total housing expenses are no more than 30% of the income. Housing costs are not burdensome if they account for no more than 30% of income. So let's put these things on a chart. So let's see, what does it mean? Mortgage payment as a percentage of the income, where we are today is at 17.1. And the historical numbers were 21.2. NAR guidance says you can go up to 25% and it should be still affordable. So therefore, we still have not hit the limit where we can say we are no longer affordable. What does it mean? Homes are less affordable. They're not unaffordable. That's the key take. So everybody talks about this is we don't have, why is the market is doing what it's doing? And maybe we're heading back to some kind of normalcy. Maybe this is a normal market. Well, let's look at 5 different things and see if truly this is the same as normal market. Let's look at the mortgage rate first. This chart shows the historical mortgage rates by decade. So back in 70s and 80s, our interest rates were at 8, 9, 10, 12%, and then it came back to 8% in the 90s and 6 and 4. So right now we are at 2.87. There is nothing about this interest rate that is normal. This is actually very affordable, and very money's for sale. So this is not one of the key parameters that we can say, oh, it's normal. Let's look at something else, home price appreciation. This shows since 1995, the appreciation of homes within a year. And it's basically an average is about 4.14%. Now, if you look at the average appreciation over longer term, it was used to be at 3.8%, just because the last few years have been really increasing dramatically. Now the average annual appreciation is closer, it's over 4%. But with this and where we are, again, there is nothing normal about this kind of appreciation compared to typical market. Let's look at the months of supply of inventory. So what's the definition of a month's supply? A month's supply refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell, given the current sales pace. Historically, a 6 months of supply is associated with moderate price appreciation, and a lower level of month supply tends to push up prices more rapidly. So let's take a look and see where we are now. So we are at 2.6 months of inventory. Again, there's nothing normal about this market. The typical market is about 5 to 6 months at this level, and we are so much below it, and it's still going to continue seeing price appreciation. Let's look at the days it takes to sell a home, or days on market. Average days on market, this is since March of 2019. You can see it was 40s, 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s. So if you look at some kind of average in about a month or more, a month and a half is what it took to sell a home. Look where we are now. We only need 17 days. This is just over 2 weeks. There's nothing normal about this market. There is nothing normal about this market. Let's look at the number of offers they're getting over the listings. This is going back to December 2017. A typical thing is about a couple of offers after a certain period of time in the market. You get 1 or 2 offers. Look where we are. We're getting about 4.5 offers. This is not a normal market. We have not hit a normal market, and we're expecting the prices to continue to grow over the next year or two. Let me know what you think. Maybe make some comments below. I would like to hear what your opinions are. Thank you so much for joining me this time. And I'll have more stuff for you soon. Bye-bye.